crypto week along with NVIDIA's H20 rally both show how policy runs through DC and how politics can move markets. I spoke to Gabby Berrospi, CEO and founder of Latino Wall Street, who joined me from the White House. Take a look. Gabby, you're joining us from the White House today. House Republican plans to advance 3 major crypto bills hit a wall on Tuesday. So what does this all mean for the legislation and positioning the U.S. as the world's crypto capital?
Thank you so much, Remy. Yes, as you say, it's Crypto Week. That's how the House of Representatives has named this week because of that legislation. So the markets have actually been reacting in a very positive and enthusiastic way because this is a huge in what could become the new era of cryptocurrency. So to start, we want to pass that Genius Act that allows for the stable coins to be regulated. We also want to pass what's called a Clarity Act to have some clarity about, the role of the SEC and how it's going to regulate cryptocurrencies. And most importantly, we want to pass the anti-CBDC Surveillance Act, the digital coin in the central bank. So it's very important. We are paying attention and very closely about what these 3 will, how they will evolve.
And Gabby, speaking of record highs here on Wall Street, we're keeping a close eye on NVIDIA. Now the company's shares jumped 4% on Tuesday to close at new record highs above $170 per share. And this after saying it can start selling its H20 chips to China again, along with a new AI chip that meets U.S. export rules. And that move could unlock billions in revenue. So what does the comeback tell you, especially as we saw about $161 billion added to its market cap earlier this week?
Yeah, so NVIDIA, it's actually the most successful company in the stock market to ever exist because the growth we have seen, we have not seen anything like it before, and it's all because of artificial intelligence. So it's actually very interesting because the CEO of NVIDIA was just at that White House a few days ago. So we've been following closely what the need for the next stage of NVIDIA. But right now, what we are seeing is massive growth. We do believe this is the beginning of it. There's a lot more to do with AI. So similar to Bitcoin, right now we see an upward trend in that market. It's not just a Bitcoin and blockchain, but also technology, specifically AI.
Yeah, and Gabby, it's also been a big week for earnings, the big banks reporting and some of the key results coming in. But what is your reaction to the kickoff to Q2 earnings season from the major institutions?
Yeah, so this was definitely the banks, right? And what caught my attention is that we actually really saw them beat expectations, with one exception for Bank of America that hit in least in revenue. But in general, the banking sector has been reporting very strong, right? Better than expected. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. How we know if an earnings is good, bad, or average is depends on what we're comparing it to, whether the analysts expect, and this is beating expectations. So the banking sector is going to be very interesting because we're going really to depend what the Fed is going to do with interest rates. And that right now is the main thing. If Powell is going to stay, it's not going to stay, she's going to cut rates. And this is what the most important thing for the banking sector that's going to happen. And we have a lot of uncertainty around it because we don't know what it will end up deciding about who will lead the Federal Reserve.